Okay, the master game. Let's talk about the master game. So, what is the master game exactly? It's basically what, like, any type of a seer or adept or any type of person with esoteric knowledge are usually playing this game. It's a game of self-improvement. It's a game of balance. It's a game of battling oneself. We're battling the shadow of oneself. So, um, there's two different motions to this. We're spiraling because everything is on a spiral, right? We're spiraling in, and the spiral in, that is like the initiation phase, we'll call it. That's where we're gathering all of our information and our tools that we're going to use to navigate the 3D realm for our life mission or whatever we came here to do. So then we have the spiral out. So after we've been initiated into certain sections, we then take the tools and stuff that we've learned and we begin to apply it outwardly to help us navigate, and also to helping other people. We want to make sure we're helping other people, people that are able to be helped, not just everybody and anybody. The more we spiral in and out, the more choosy we're going to be about who we want to help. So, at the beginning of the journey, it's very much dealing in polarity. There's a lot of polarity. I'm probably going to be jumping all over the place with this. So, we got the chakras that we're dealing with. And also we have the senses that we're dealing with. So, the senses are taste, touch, smell, sight, and sound. 5. So we call these like basically the elementals, because they're part of our animal self. We could also call these like jinn, depending on what belief system you're speaking in or out of, or what part of the world that you might be in. So, now we know that the senses are like, the senses are what kind of keep us trapped into the 3D realm, right? So we start with the 5 senses, which are, we call the elementals, and we start to work with them and build a relationship with them, let's say, so that we can build a relationship with our own self, because the spiral in and the spiral out is the micro macro journey also. So now what happens is, once you have your 5 elementals and you've explored your animal parts of yourself, or those senses, your main 5 senses, this is happening along with your chakras are opening. These things are kind of happening simultaneously. It's at the same time it's happening, right? When we're working on our chakras, we're also integrating our senses on this journey. So, what happens is, once we've got a hold of the 5 really well, that's the first spiral in, and then we spiral out and we start teaching about the 5, and then we start spiraling back in, and the 5 becomes 7. Now, this extra 2 is going to be the third eye, and how do they call posturing? So posturing, we can look at a lot of different ways. On the small side of it, it would look like walk like a duck, talk like a duck is a duck. So we could posture if we want to look like something. But on the high side of it is Hatha yoga. It's yoga. I can't speak the words, but basically high intensity yoga. So we can use posturing in a spectrum of ways. We might see someone that we admire and we want to start doing things like we see this person doing because we like the things that they have. So we start moving things around in our life to be able to model that outcome that we want. So what happens is once the 5 become 7, that's what I'm understanding is called like Orisha, or now the elementals become deities. It's like first you're elemental, and then once you get into the 7, now we're talking like deity level. And once we spiral back in for the other 2, which is the third eye and the posturing, which are the top 2 chakras, then we're going to spiral out. That's when all of our senses come into being like one. Like we can smell smell color, or the senses start to combine, we'll just say. Once you've got past the deity phase, we'll call it. Once you are in touch with the 7, then you're going to outwardly, once all of your senses and stuff come into one, now we're going to practice all of this outwardly. Same thing like with the elementals on a deeper level. We're going on a deeper level now with the 7. Then the next thing that's going to happen is we're going to go into the 12. So from the 5 to the 7 to the 12. Now, the 12 is going to be the astrological calendar. So we all have all of the aspects of the astrological calendar. They actually represent each sign has a fallen angel and a archangel, an archangel. So what we have to do is we have to figure out what is opposite what. So let's see. Cancer is opposite Capricorn. So we'll say if we want to access first we have to cage the fallen angel in that sign in order to access the archangel. So each sign has a characteristic that we embody, and now these are primal characteristics. Like this is like human nature, like the smallest aspect of personality on the animal level. It's like ingrained. It's like having a certain breed of dog and they all come out the same. It's kind of like the same thing. So when we're born into a certain sign, those signs like kind of rule us. So we have to really pay attention to what is opposite that sign so that we can balance those aspects of ourselves, because basically we're trying to come into one. So we have to capture each fallen angel in each sign, astrology sign. And that's how we get access to the archangel. Once we've captured the fallen angel aspect of that sign, we can access the archangel information, and protection comes with that angel as well. So basically what we're doing is it's a lot of, the elemental stuff is a lot of impulse control. It's a lot of just trying to break free from your animal self, we'll call it, and have restraint and have like, it's a lot to do with sexual. It's a lot to do with sexual. It's a lot to do with anger, like certain human nature things that we have to harness. But when we get into the 12, it starts to get smaller. It's like every time the number gets bigger, the thing we're looking for gets smaller. So it's like starting to get in little fractions by the time we're at the 12. It's getting harder and harder to see. So it's very imperative that, like, when we initiate on the inward spiral, when we come on the outward spiral, we are utilizing the things that we learned in the way that we learned them. Because if we didn't learn them right, or we didn't grasp them right, and we're saying them, God will bring us a mirror to say, oh, that's incorrect. He'll put us a mirror in our face. So that's why we have to say the thing and act on the thing that we learn on the initiation, to make sure that we have it right, and to make sure that we're practicing what we preach, because we can't say the thing we're not doing. So, and if we don't say the thing, it's like we're not putting our initiation into action. We have to put it into action. And the more we get used to putting it into action, the easier it's going to be for us to spiraling in and spiraling out. So as we are learning this balancing technique, this is how divine law is revealed to us. And in case anybody doesn't know, divine law is basically when Jesus said the 12 laws are, one, it's love God and trust God above anything else, and love your neighbor as if they are yourself. That's divine law. But it has so many aspects to it that we only can understand. Sometimes to convey it is, we just have to act in it. We just have to walk in it. That's the easiest way to convey divine law. Just do the thing like Jesus, and that's what, we don't have to do anything else besides that. Just walk in divine law. And it heals all. It heals ourself. It shows, teaching us how to heal in our own self. Because what happens is sometimes we don't know. We don't know the thing that is not healed in ourselves until we have a mirror to look into. And if we're not saying and doing the things that we learned in our initiation, God is not going to bring us the mirror to look in. So we have to just practice, and we have to speak honesty and speak our truth, and whatever comes of it, comes of it. And we can't be holding back. We have to put everything out, because if we don't, then God can't help us to correct the thing that's not right. If we're holding on to it like a bunch of Christians holding on to their Bibles, waiting for the second coming of Christ. We got to put that stuff out so that God can show us what's good and what's not good. Because he will. If you pay attention, he's going to show us. So these types of people playing the master game, these people are going to be dealing with a lot of spiritual warfare. Now, is basically what happens is, as we're balancing, we have different aspects of ourselves that are showing themselves, and we have to battle those aspects of ourselves, and that creates warfare that creates warfare in the 3D. Anytime we're removing or adding something, we're going to create warfare in the 3D. It's just a natural, it's a cause and effect. So this is basically the formula for navigating the master game on the beginning level. And this whole reason that we're doing this balancing is because we are trying to pull our other half of ourself, which is our divine counterpart. The whole reason we're balancing is to come into one, our male and female aspects of ourself. If you are not in a divine union, you have not integrated your male and female aspects of yourself yet. You're still in duality as far as male and female parts of yourself. So the whole journey is coming into unity, coming into oneness with ourself by balancing the aspects of ourself on smaller and smaller and smaller levels. And then once we get to a certain level where those aspects of ourselves we can't see anymore, then we start working in a collective, on a collective level, so that we can work together to help each other seeing our shadow self as it gets smaller and smaller. The more we balance ourselves, the smaller the shadow gets, and then we need to come as a collective to help each other see our shadows so that we can battle on the collective. So I hope that was helpful. The master game, that's how the adepts are doing it. Hopefully you're on the same path. The 12 is also the angel initiation. I've spoke about that in my Enoch stuff. You could check that out if you want another way to look at it, because it's very layered. This master game stuff is very, very layered. We have lots of different parts of ourself that are like, we're trying to balance opposites, right? So as we come in, it's going to be a lot of different things that we're balancing and trying to come into oneness. Good luck.